Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. Hi, everyone.
Hi. So, in the spirit of kindness, we want to always listen to one another and to be compassionate toward one another.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much for saying that, Gloria. And we want to remind you, don't forget that we would love for you to like our videos. And thank you for everyone that is a subscriber. But if you're not, we'd love for you to subscribe below. Hit the bell notification so you're the first to be notified when our chats are available to be seen.
Yes.
And as we're Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea, we are always starting off by telling you what teas we drink because we love our teas, right?
Yes, we do.
What tea are we drinking today?
All right. So today, this is one of our favorite teas. This tea was introduced to me by Lauren Delp. And Lauren, I love this tea.
So we had to get more.
Yes. Rosetta has a box. I have a box. So we're not going to run out of this one.
And if we do, we'll get some more.
It's by Organic India. This is the Tulsi Sweet Rose Tea. It is supposed to be good for stress relieving and magical. And I could use a lot of that today. The ingredients are organic chamomile, organic Tulsi blend, which is holy basil and East Indian basil, and it's organic rose, organic lemon myrtle, and organic stevia. I love that word organic. It can't be used too much.
Nice.
Yes.
And we already know what it tastes and smells of. We love it.
Yes.
So we're just going to do our cheers.
Cheers.
Yummy.
I wish there was smell vision. This is amazing.
And remember, every chat we have, I put the tea of the day that we're drinking. So you can check it out below our video.
Yes. And it'll be there when this one is posted today. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire human race. We have so much chaos going on. We're still experiencing mass shootings. We have wars that are breaking out all over the world. We just want everyone to realize that through love and compassion, this can stop. You know, I'm always talking about girl power, because I believe women are better at negotiating certain aspects of life. We're not driven by our ego as much as we're driven by quality of life and our children and the visions that we have for our children's and our next generation. It's more important than I beat you in a war.
Exactly.
So
here for that.
Yes. So let's always keep our thoughts positive. We were all rocked by the news of the passing of Olivia Newton-John. I think for me, my most memorable was her in Grease with John Travolta.
I think that was what made her, that was her claim to fame.
Right.
Because a lot of people didn't know her before that, prior to that, or even after that. I mean, she really didn't do a whole lot after that. People kept riding on the coattails of Grease.
Right.
So that was what she was known for. And I've seen her in the past many years, like a few decades. She would do like appearances here and there.
Right.
And she looked amazing.
Yeah, well, she came out, I think it was 2015 or 16. No, it was longer than that. It's been at least 10 years. She came out and said that she had breast cancer. And, you know, she said it's a condition. It's not going to get the better of me, and I'm going to fight. And she has gone through 2 or 3.
Yes, she has.
My brain is saying revisions. There's not revisions, but where the cancer actually recedes.
Right. It went into remission, and then it came back.
Right. And it came back. And at one point, she created a nonprofit.
Yes.
And she even made a comment. She was on the Today Show, and she was talking to Hoda. And she said something to the effect of, I can't believe I'm going to use my own hospital. However, her mission in life was to elevate the knowledge of breast cancer and to do everything humanly possible to eradicate it from women's lives. So You know, I loved her voice. I thought she was really cute, and the tributes have been pouring into her. So may you rest in peace. You brought a lot to the world, and you left a lot behind.
Yes.
Very, very beautiful. So let's talk a little gossip. Let's do some girl gossip.
Gossip?
Yes.
Yes.
So I heard about Pete got a new job in Australia filming a movie. And you know, I kept thinking to myself, long distance, how's that gonna work? Because Kim, to me, I think she wants a man close.
Right.
You know, but then they did a post and it's like, oh, everything's really cool. It's not really cool from what
And then
I
all
hear.
of a sudden we hear that they split.
Yeah.
And it was due to the scheduling and the long distance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think very few people seem to make it work. There
Yeah.
are people, and not saying that it never ever can happen,
Right.
but there are a few people that have made it work, but majority of people can't make
Yeah.
it work, and it's very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know Kim's schedule. All I
Right.
know is that Pete is doing his thing in Australia
Right.
filming, so
Right.
he needs to be there.
Right.
So I'm thinking, hey girl, you have so much money, right? She's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Why can't she just get up and move there or
Yeah.
live there while he's filming?
Yeah. Because
If
I'm
they
sure
really
her
want-
kids are not going to public school.
Well, I don't know where they're going, but even
Yeah.
like just traveling there just for a few
Yeah, because
months or
it's summer.
something.
The kids, I think, are still out. I know some schools are starting back up today. Welcome back to school for
That's
everyone.
right.
For everyone starting school. However, you know, with the shortages, some schools have had to delay the beginning of the school year.
So I don't know the schedules, but
Yeah.
I would think that she'd be able to fly over there. She's
Yeah.
hello.
Even if she's got all these people.
She's got her own plane that she recently
you.
purchased. It's
Yes.
all cashmere inside.
Yeah, so she could go over there. And there were two other little points. One, isn't Chris his manager now? Chris Jenner, his manager?
Good point. I'm not 100% sure on
And
that.
then number two, I also heard that some of this was due to the stress and strain of the relationship related to Kanye. Pete was it was just too much for him.
I can imagine.
I can imagine
I can
too.
imagine. That would put a strain on any relationship.
Yes.
So there wasn't just one factor. It was
Right.
a few things that made it
Right.
not workable.
And then, you know, her sister Chloe,
Yeah.
you know, she and Christian, who is a cheating piece of poo-poo. However, she wanted her baby to be siblings. She didn't want multiple baby
Right.
daddies.
So she decided to use the same father, but this time through surrogacy.
Right.
So now they have a baby boy.
Yeah.
So great, because I think Chloe is a good mom.
Yeah.
And she's doing well with True, and I think True will be a great older sister.
Yeah.
So wish them all the best.
All the best. You're a heck of a woman, because most people would have kicked him to the curb, you know, but it is what it is. And, you know, lastly, in kind of like the Hollywood news, Anne Hesh was, she did her podcast, and then she was on her way home. Something happened. We don't know what yet. It's going to have to be investigated. There are cameras throughout. I tell people all the time, you know, I remember when, you know, back in the day, pre-cameras, you'd see someone like digging in their nose and you'd be going, oh, you're digging for gold. Well, now people take pictures of people digging in their nose. So there's no real safe spot for you to do inappropriate things. And it's the truth. And so what happens is, she's driving through LA, and it looks like she's going over 100 miles an hour in neighborhoods. There's a scene where it looks like she clips the side of like one of those public storage areas where you put your stuff when you don't have enough room at home for it. And then she backs up and the car takes off again. And the car ended up in the home of just a resident of LA. And unfortunately, it burnt that lady's house down.
Yeah, because the car went all the way through from the front to the back.
Yes.
And it caught on fire, so it's burnt to cinders.
Yeah. So, you know, and we are, you know, every day we're learning a little bit more. And as we learn more, we will definitely, you know, bring it up and share with you. It appears that the lady used to work from home. So not only did she lose her home, she lost her source of income.
But she wasn't injured, right?
No.
I heard. Yeah, she
No.
was okay.
They said that the car stopped inches from her. She was in the house. She was in the house.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of minding her own business.
That is mind-blowing, because Anne Heche just barreled through the house from the front to the back. You would have thought that she would have been pinned down or injured or something. Yeah, but now Anne Heche, this is what they said, she requires surgical intervention. And she also has, what does it say? Burns.
Yeah, burns will require surgery.
And then requires mechanical ventilation. So that means that she can't breathe on her own.
That's right.
So this is more serious than, so she's in a coma. They say she's stable, but I don't think it's looking good.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved. It's just a sad time. I mean, we all have to be astute and aware. You know, even in LA this morning, a guy and his friend took a plane for a ride, and it, you know, he had, I guess the airline, it was those little Cessnas, and it had some type of malfunction, and he's like, okay, we're coming down, and he had to land it in the middle of a busy freeway, Highway 91, and the plane hit the wall
and burst into flames.
But he was fine, and the other passenger on there was fine, and people stopped their cars and they went to help. So it just warms your heart to see people helping people. Everybody doesn't have to act bad. That's just not good for the human race. It really
and just
isn't.
Going back to Anne Heche really quickly,
yes.
I found out that it took 59 firefighters.
Yes.
Yeah, to get her out of her car, which is like, what are we talking about here? This is crazy.
Yeah, because the car was burning, and that's a lot of resources. So this is something, and they have done like a toxicology report on her. I'm sure they won't release any of that information. It's just sad. So
we all know why.
Yeah. So when we know, you'll know, because we will tell you what we know. So last week, at the conclusion of season 25 of The View, they announced the new host.
Yay!
Ana Navarro, girlfriend. Woo-hoo! I am so happy.
I was waiting for that. Yes. We always said
why
isn't Anna being the other co-host now that Meghan McCain left? And it's been a long time coming, but we know why.
Yeah.
Because they have two new co-hosts now.
And the second one is Alyssa Farah Griffin. And Alyssa worked in the White House under President 45. And what I like about her, you know, because Sonny gives her grief. And, you know, she'll say, yeah, but you didn't say anything. While you were in the White House, you didn't say anything. And she's like, the White House is a big building, and I worked in one entity, and this all happened. When I found out what was going on, I quit. You know, I think she'll be able to give it back.
I love it.
I love it.
And she's been on the show a few times, and I've liked it when she's been on the show.
Yes.
So girl, with that two together,
yes.
Anna, I love her.
Yes.
That's what I'm excited about, because it's about time.
Yeah, because there were some of the ones that were going to be, that were up for consideration. And I just didn't like that. It was like deja vu of Meghan. Now, we also heard, and, you know, this happened this week. So we don't know, because Joy's on vacation. The whole View is on vacation until the spring. So we'll find out then. It came out that Meghan McCain is now ready to talk about why she left The View.
Yes.
And she left The View because the day she came back
from maternity
leave, Joy said, well, we didn't really miss you. And, you know, she goes, it's been rather quiet around here.
Did she say that on The View?
They say that she said it on The View. But my thing is, Joy always says stuff like that. It's not like it's out of character.
So I'm wondering if she said it like a joke, like she always jokes around.
Right.
But did she, because I didn't watch that episode, I was wondering if she meant it or she said it like a joke, like she normally jokes around.
I think it was what they call the perfect storm. Meghan was first day back, feeling insecure. She's a mom. She's lactating because she's got a screaming baby because she's a new mommy. And I just think it was just everything lined up. And where normally I would have thought that Meghan would have said, whatever, and went on with the show. I've heard like Lonnie Love, she was like, I would never let somebody say something and it affect my money. She goes, don't mess with my coins. Because you come for my coins, I'm going to come for you.
Exactly.
However, when you're a new mom, you're overwhelmed. And it's the tendency is, oh, you're just being a bee. And so I guess Megan didn't say anything, and now she's
So I'm
ready
wondering
to talk.
if that's the reason why when she started coming back, every episode was so tense.
Yes.
And she always had that stern face, like she was about
scowl.
to, like anything what someone said, she'll jump on them.
Oh yeah, they could say. Oh, and the thing that I always wondered about her, I loved her mom. I love John McCain.
Yes.
I thought John McCain would have made an amazing president. And she saw how President 45 was so disrespectful to her dad, and the Republican Party allowed that, so therefore they were disrespectful. But it's that, oh, vote for the party, don't vote for the man. She would give, like they would be talking about something that President 45 did, and she wouldn't even say nothing.
Yeah.
So I hope you're enjoying your time with your baby. Just take it from, somebody a little bit older than you. Try to look at your baby and think about the future for your child and get out of all this chaotic behavior.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you don't care what they're doing unless it affects your baby. When you look at that baby's face, that is what matters most.
And we always say, because your baby is young right now,
Yeah.
we always say start at the most earliest age because they're the most impressionable.
Yes.
And what can we do to give that culture of bias?
Yeah. Yes. I keep hearing every day that the Gen X, they're so tired of even the concept of racism, because they're like, I don't understand. This is my friend. This is my sister. This is why do I have to dislike them? Because of their color of their skin?
Yeah.
And they are starting little organizations where they communicate with each other. And old crusty people, you better wake up, because you're not going to be living in Washington soon. Remember when what was the cute little girl, Greta? Remember
yes,
when Greta came to America and she tried to get a face-to-face with President 45, who thought, she's just a kid, shut up. She got to talk to teens and tweens, and she said, when you can, vote. And let's take people who are not conscious of Mother Earth out of here and put people who are going to be here for us. And these children are going to register and vote. I think November is going to be amazing. I think that all these people thumping their little chests and, taking the negative route. I'm tired of the negativity. We can do things very positive. We don't have to go backwards. We can go forward. So I love the new view. I hope that everybody's going to be good. I almost got online on Instagram because I'm connected to Sunny and said, hey, girlfriend, do you think you're doing what you want your children to see? Because sometimes, she gets in her box. She's in her box about, the distinction between, a woman's choice and, her Catholic upbringing. And the thing is, if her daughter is Winona, if somebody was to hurt her child, trust me, Mama Sunny would come out boxing.
Yeah, she would.
She would. And that's what we want, is we want the mamas of the world to come out boxing for our children.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So now, talking about our children, my heart was just, I was given a new level of hope because of a Little League game.
Yes.
A Little League game. All of the babies in my life, nieces, nephews, sons, had an acclimate for sports, love sports. And I've been at games where a pitcher has accidentally pitched the ball and it got away from them. And there was a game, and it was
World Series playoff.
Yes. And it was Tulsa, Oklahoma versus East Texas. And it was actually being held in Waco, Texas. And it was the Southwest Region Championship game between Texas East and Oklahoma. And the pitcher pitched the ball. He accidentally hit the batter. The batter goes down.
But he went down hard.
Yeah, he did.
So
the ref was like, okay, stop. And people are out and they're looking at them. The people in the stand, I mean, people are just like, oh my God, let him be okay. Because the ball hit his head so hard that his hat came off.
Yes, it flew off. But luckily, he did get back up. And everyone was cheering and happy that he got back up.
Yeah.
But the pitcher, he was still really in shock. And you could see that he was really, really upset.
He was crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see and you could tell. So what does our little batter do? Now, typically in adult baseball, if somebody hits one of the players like that, the whole team, both teams come out and they start boxing and they're fighting and all that. The batter walked out to the pitcher's net and put his arms around
and hugged him
and told him, I'm okay. You're going to be okay. I'm fine. I thought to myself, now here is a great parent, because Rosetta always says it starts from the top. Instead of that child taking the negative, and they were losing, he took the positive. The end of the score was 9-4, and he didn't win. However, I think he won even greater, because the father of the batter is a college coach. And he said to him, I look forward to recruiting you to my school when you finish high school. So that means that there is a possibility that the batter and the pitcher will play together on a team. They've already acclaimed that they're going to be friends for life.
It was just amazing to see. I tell you, everyone, that, you know, our children are only as good as the way that they're raised and taught by our parents.
Yeah.
And to see this is just amazing. I mean, there are good people around today.
Yes.
Parents, we need to teach our children how to be good, loving citizens.
Yes.
And stop all this hatred, violence, stereotyping.
Yes.
Now is the time when children are young, because they're so impressionable.
Yes.
Before they get to a certain, I would say even like start as early as 2-3 years old.
Yeah.
Just start teaching them.
Yeah.
And God knows what amazing things can come of our children if we only teach them.
Yes.
Teach.
Yes. And you can also teach them by showing them, mommy and daddy, we don't like all this negativity, so we're going to go to the polls and we're going to vote. Vote.
Yes.
You know, we want to remove the negativity. We want to instill the positivity, because I can't remember, there was a survey that was recently done, and it came out that children don't really listen to what their parents say. They watch what their parents do.
Yes, exactly.
And then they assimilate and do. I remember when I was younger, sometimes you would be someplace and, you know, my grandmother, you know, she was very stern. Mama did not play. And people, you know, we would go somewhere and kids would be doing somersaults. And I would think to myself, my grandmother would kill you if you came home with us. You'd never do that again in public. And she always said to us, that's because their parents aren't parenting, because they let them do this when they're at home.
Yeah.
Because if they taught them how to behave at home, that would reflect when they were out in the street.
Exactly.
So both set of parents of these young men should be very, very, very proud, because we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
A round of applause.
Yes. Our girl Serena Williams.
She's had it. She's had a long run, good run in tennis.
Excellent run.
And she announced that she is stepping away from tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And since she announced it, ticket demands have skyrocketed from 13,000 US tickets sold in one day, and tickets are going from $35 to $7,000.
Wow.
Because this is the last time you'll be able to see her.
Yeah. Even though I hear that and I know what she's saying, I also know they have these little things called charity events. I don't think we're done seeing her. I think that she is going to either open a school to teach tennis. I watch her with her daughter, And, I remember when she had that little itty bitty racket. I thought that was so cute. And so I think she's going to figure out something to do in the world of tennis because she loves it.
And opening a school is great because I remember Chris Lloyd, she
Yes.
opened up a school as well.
Yes.
And she's doing really well. I
Yes.
think that it would be amazing that Serena
Yes.
does that. But I think she's now doing more, you see her doing a lot of fashion.
Yeah, well, but her husband was running the company, and then when, all the unrest happened during 2020, and George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, he had come out and in an interview, and he said, if we can find someone, a person of color that my wife likes and she trusts, I don't have a problem stepping down. So I don't know how much she wants to get into the day-to-day operation.
No, but I think she wants to just do a little bit, not
Yeah.
too much, but I think she's concentrating on her
babies.
on her child,
and I
yeah.
think she had a hard time having her first child. So I don't know if she's going to try again or do surrogacy or something like that. I know she wants to expand her family,
So
and she
that's
wants
good.
to be with her family while
Well, I think
they're
that's
young.
great. And I think that when she's done with having children,
Yes.
then she'll start thinking about what is it that I want to
Yes.
do. And she might
Yes.
open up that school.
Yes. How can I leave a legacy?
Yeah.
And honey, your legacy. They played in a little clip from when she was a child, and they asked her, like, what did she want to? Who did she want to be like, or something like that? And she goes, I actually want to play tennis, and I want people to want to be like me.
Wow.
She's a little girl, and she said she wanted people to be like her.
Yeah.
So congratulations on having a fabulous, I think 23 Grand Slams, 4 Olympic medals. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And we wish you all the best.
All the best.
For whatever your future holds.
Yes. Okay. I don't even know what to call this other than Bachelorette gone wild. Remember once before we got to a point where we were just done.
That was the last Bachelor.
Yeah, we were just done. I understand that they thought it would be cool to have 2 bachelorettes and all these men. I don't think they ever stopped to think, well, what if the girls like the same guy, or the guy likes a different girl than who they like,
Right.
and all of that. And I'm just, I don't know.
And that's what happened this time.
Yes,
The guy, what's his name?
Lloyd.
Lloyd. That is it.
Yes.
Yeah, Lloyd. He's the
Pain
one
in the butt.
that keeps accepting the roses
Yeah.
from Rachel, but really he likes
It's
Gabby.
Gabby,
So
yeah.
he's only sticking around because he thinks he has a chance with Gabby.
Well, he actually goes and he tells Rachel that, after deep contemplation, my booty. Deep contemplation is before you take the rose.
Right.
Not after take the rose so that you can stay and talk to Gabby. Now, for me, if I was one of the 2 and you used me to get to my girl, that to me, my antennas say dog. You're a doggy.
Well, she
So-
does think he's a dog, and
But Gabby let him stay.
well, Rachel thinks he's a dog. He went to explain it to Gabby,
Right.
and Gabby is the reason why she said, "Is it true that she didn't choose him because she
Right.
wasn't sure if he liked her?"
Right.
But now she liked him, and he likes her, so he allowed her to stay. She
He allowed
allowed him to stay,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's right.
No.
I kind of lost respect for Gabby after she
Yeah.
did that, because I'm like,
If he
girlfriend,
can
do that,
you know?
yes, but if he can do that to a friend of mine and just deceive her this whole time,
He can do it again.
what is it to say that he's not going to do something tricky
Yeah.
while we're in a relationship?
Exactly.
And the fact that he did that, why would you want to be around a man who does
Exactly.
something like this?
And then once again, I love Jesse as a sports caster. I think he's just not the one for this.
He
show.
went in to talk to Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like
I
he had
didn't
nothing
feel the
good.
heart.
He had nothing good. I mean, it was just blah.
Yeah.
There was
I
no
think
emotion.
Tesha and what was the other girl?
Oh yes, I forgot her
I
name.
think they would have been better
It was
for the double season.
It wasn't. Was it Tasha? Was it Tasha? No, it was Ray. It was someone else, wasn't it?
No, it was Tasha.
Tasha.
And my brain is
Oh, it
saying
was
Michelle,
Tasha.
but I don't
It was
think
someone else. No, it was
yeah.
Tasha and Katie.
Yes.
Tasha and Katie.
So
yeah.
my thing is, if you're going to keep him, he needs a buddy. So he needs a woman. So because there are scenes where, you know, like if I had been on there and Rachel came to me, I would have said to Rachel, okay, here's the deal. You can let this quietly go and let it keep on moving and see where it goes. Or you can go and sit down with Gabby and let Gabby know how this made you feel. Because I think Gabby cares more about you than she does Lloyd. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have just, well, we're gonna see what happens. I'm like, and I bet you the ratings are not going up because it's too confusing.
It's confusing and kind of annoying in a way.
Yeah. I mean, because actually, in all practicality and honesty, women don't act like this. This is, I mean, Rachel would have said, I know you're not going to keep him. I mean,
I can't believe that Rachel went to Gabby and Gabby said, well, I decided
to keep him.
Yeah, she said that and Rachel was okay with it.
Well, I think
I'm like,
she was kind of okay, but you could see the disappointment. And I think as this evolves, it's going to come out. She wasn't happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy either. And
No.
I don't understand why Gabby would have done that.
I know, it didn't make any sense.
So that's annoying.
We may or may not keep watching. If the frustration level continues, I won't be watching. However, like the last time, we'll wait to the what is it? When the men tell all, we'll watch that, and then we'll watch the final show to talk to you about it, unless something changes, because it's, you know, I'm just tired of seeing the girls cry. Gabby's falling apart. I mean, Gabby is sitting down and the guy goes, you know, I'm into Rachel, and she goes, oh, okay. And then the next guy sits down and, oh, I'm really into Rachel, and she's like, okay. And then the third one said that to her. And I'm like, come on, producers.
I think it's stupid of the producers to have started this to begin with. What they should have done if they wanted 2 bachelorettes is to actually interview guys and say, who are you here for?
Yes.
Gabby or Rachel? And
yes.
Maybe have them together, but know clearly from day one that this is for Gabby
yes.
and this is for Rachel.
Yes, and we're going to separate you out.
Right.
Because the guys who are there who really like the girls, you know, like I love Nate. And I just think, Gabby, you better wake up, girlfriend. You better wake up. Because when a man watches a woman so indecisive, then he's thinking to himself, well, what about me?
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. The producers, you're making a little bit of a mess here. I'm just saying. So as we all know, Nancy Pelosi went on a trip. It was a goodwill trip. She did in honor of AAPI, the Asian American Pacific Island,
yes.
Community, that she went to Singapore, she went to Taiwan, she went to a few locations. Well, it all blew up. China said that if she went to Taiwan, they were going to shoot down the plane. And I thought, if you shoot down Nancy Pelosi, that's the end. That's it. I mean, World War, here we come. So I thought, Nancy, why are you doing this? You know, I'm like, don't go.
Mm-hmm.
So Nancy Pelosi was on the Today Show on Monday morning. And Savannah was like, well, if you knew it was a bad thing to do, why would you do it? And she said, do you know we send delegates to Taiwan all the time? She goes, 2 months ago, we sent a delegation of 5 men. Did you hear anything about that? No. She goes, as a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, there was a delegate that was in Taiwan from the United States. Did you hear anything about that? No. She says, why is it? Because I'm a woman. And I thought to myself, oh my God.
She's right, 100% right. Why
Yes.
do they make such a big fuss about her going to Taiwan when they did it just the week before? It doesn't make sense.
Yes. So you go, Nancy, because, you know, she said that she discussed it with the president. And it also was interesting that Taiwan's president is a woman. So I would have thought that all of the Asian Pacific communities would have been like 2 powerful women together.
Right.
Not seeing it as a threat or somebody's trying to do something to get me. So I was pleasantly surprised that she gave that background, and she told us that's why I went, because I have been going to this community since 1976.
Yep.
She's been going to Taiwan. So it wasn't nothing special for her. And it was the threat that made her even more defiant to go.
Yep.
So monkeypox is still continuing to move around, predominantly in New York, San Francisco, and Chicago are the top 3 states. They did find a workaround, because the problem that is spreading is they can't get the vaccine, because they were, the needle into the muscle. And now what they're doing is 1 dose can now do 5 individuals, because it's going right underneath the skin. So that's good news for the LGBTQ plus community, because they're the ones that are currently most affected.
And that means that they can now start giving vaccines to kids.
Yes.
Under the age of 18,
yes.
So that they have, and these kids will have the regular dose for kids.
Exactly.
They won't be,
they don't have to have the minimal.
Right.
It'll just protect everybody. So that was some good news.
So that's nice to hear, because people need it. And from what I've heard watching the news and people that have been doing testimonies on having the monkey, it's not something you want to get. No. It's painful, I heard. Yeah. Really painful.
And it's it lasts a long time, weeks to recover, not days. So, I'm happy to see Dr. Aji was talking about it, and he said that, the reason that it's more of a situation is they had the vaccine, they wanted a more long-term version, so they stopped producing the one they had to start working on the new one, and the one they had unfortunately expired. So then you went from having some to none. So they're getting caught up, they're finding alternatives, and it's just pleasant to see things happening fast.
Yep, it's very good.
AGT, did you watch it?
AGT, actually I watched last week's one, and I know they've started to dwindle down.
Yeah, last night they had 11 participants, and tonight's the second phase. It'll only be 2. There are 2 performers. If they don't make it through, something's wrong. So there's a young man, his name is Drake Milligan. And when Drake did his first performance, he comes on stage like it's just him. Right. He's the guy that looks like Elvis. Yes. And he does the Elvis move, and he has a band. He did an original song. That is the #1 song on iTunes.
Wow. Was it good?
Oh, it's really good. Okay. I was trying to think of it.
I'll definitely watch it today.
And Simon said to him, he goes, I was really concerned, because usually if people come on AGT and they get a little celebrity, they don't come back. Right. And he was like, no. He goes, I'm here. We're here. And they did another original song, and it was really good. And Terry's golden buzzer, his name is Avery Dixon. He's the young boy with the saxophone. Yes. He was amazing last night. I mean, he played that saxophone, and he danced a little bit, and he interacted with the band. Nice. And Simon said to him, he goes, once before, there was a young woman named Carrie Underwood, and I told her, you are going to be a big star. And he told him, you are going to be a big star.
Well, we'll see.
You are going to get everything that you have wanted. So those are my 2 out of everybody. They had the Cuban dancers. They were good. They had the African acrobats, and they
did they have the ladies from Turkey, or was it Turkey or something? No, it wasn't.
No, they weren't there last night. So they had the guy that did the song about the pizza.
Oh, okay.
So he was there. Yeah. There were quite a few. But,
okay, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, but tonight they're going to go through, summarize, and then they.
Well, they're doing another one tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
So yesterday and
tonight. Yesterday they did the 11 performance, and then tonight.
I have 2 to watch.
That's right, to get all caught up.
And who do you like?
Yes,
We'd like to know. Have you been watching?
Yes, let us know what you think. As you all know, we're still, battling climate issues, and I am so grateful and so excited that the Senate, because they shifted things to allow a 50 volume of vote to be where if you have 50 Democrat, 50 Republicans, then the vice president can cast the breaking vote.
Right.
And so the Senate passed the what is it called? The Inflation Reduction Bill.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? I
Yeah.
signed that. I sent that letter, and I didn't know that's, yeah.
So we made it through the Senate. Now this week, and that's the hardest one. And of course, Mitch McConnell came out and said, all of you, I want you to remember what this is like in November. That bill has things to lower the cost of medications for people. My sister's husband used to pay $30 for a copay of insulin, and now he pays $279 a month because they can't negotiate the
Right.
price. You know, it has all kinds of healthcare improvements. It has things in there for the climate to help with global warming, to figure out companies who are just, breaking the law by dumping things into Mother Earth, into the waters and all that. So we got that going on. And now this same bill is going to go to the House. Well, the House is already controlled by Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats. So the goal is they'll get through there this week, and by the weekend, President Biden will sign this into law.
Exciting. Very,
So,
very good.
inflation numbers, we were at 9.1 in June. In July, it's 8.5, so it's going down. The price of gas has dropped $1. There's lots and lots of good news. For people who are, have credit cards, mortgages, our interest rates are still, up there. However, they're still trying to do things to slow it. So, there's help is on the way.
We needed that.
And I hope and pray that people will wake up and stop saying what someone tells them to say and look at their life and say, wait a minute, I have more of my money. When I go to get a prescription, it's a $10 copay, and there's another bill. I don't know the details. We'll talk more about it next week, but it's about the chips being manufactured here in the state. So there is a manufacturer that makes chips. Chips are in everything. They're in our phones, our cars, our appliances at home. Anything that Alexa does or Siri does has a chip somewhere. He said that those chips used to cost between $1.09 and maybe $2. Now they're $241
What?
because they're manufactured in China. Now, the reason they outsourced this was so they could save money, not pay 50 times what they are able to turn around and sell it. That's why our phones are so high. That's why anything electronic is so high, because the chips are so high.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
President Biden has created a new bill to bring chip manufacturing back to America.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We needed that a long
So
time.
once again, some more good news. More good news. So tell me about Mrs. Vicky.
Mrs. Vicky Puentes.
Yes.
She is a long-time educator, teacher, and college advisor. And she, on Good Morning America, I love all these feel-good stories. Because
Yes.
remember when Ellen was around, we
Yes.
loved telling you about all
Yes.
these heroes that we have. And Vicky was a long-time teacher. She's from Florida. That's right.
Okay.
So from Florida. And the students were being interviewed and they were talking about how great she was because she was helping them just like she would her own children.
Aww.
And she loves the kids. She treats them like her own, and she really guides them into trying to further their education so that they can go. That's why she's a college advisor, because she
Right.
wants all kids
Right.
to go to college. And it's really cute because in her office she has all these flags of different colleges, Ivy League,
Aw,
from
how
Ivy
cute.
League to like just local colleges. And a lot of the kids were saying that she's just amazing. It's just her personality that she has it. And
Yeah.
even she has 3 sons and 1 daughter, and even they were saying how amazing she is to all the other students in the school that she works at. So Good Morning America brought her on, and she thought it was going to be just honoring all teachers.
Right.
But when she got there, it's really just focusing
About
on her.
her.
Yes, and then they did, how they do small video
Right.
clips and interviews of people,
Yes.
testimonials of how great she is.
Yes.
And at the end, they said, for all your hard work, service, and doing such a great job, we've partnered with VRBO. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Yes.
And they gave her $20,000 so
Wow.
that she can go on a fantastic vacation with her family.
Congratulations,
Love it.
Mrs. Vicky.
Yes, we love it. So that's another feel-good story. Teachers are so underpaid.
And
They're so
underappreciated.
underappreciated. And I love it when we hear stories like this, because there are teachers that really love what they do, and they would never ever do anything else. That's their life, their career, and the children are their babies.
Right.
So it's really nice to hear this. So thank you, Miss Vicky.
Congratulations. Yes. And I'm sure you know, throughout domestic USA, we are at a teacher crisis. During COVID, a lot of our teachers were like, I'm done. Teachers they feel like they have handcuffs on. They want to tell them what they can, not just how to teach their children in the class, but what they can teach them. What is appropriate conversations and what is not.
Yeah, because they were doing that. Everything was going towards, what is it, that program that they wanted them to teach them. I forget what it was, because I saw a documentary and some teachers were leaving because they said that we can't do our own agenda. We have to go.
Yeah, we have to go by this criteria. And, you know, like one of the teachers, she said, I cannot tell my students that slavery is bad. And she says, what is good about slavery? So we're going to keep an eye on this, because this is something that we think you, as, you know, current moms and dads, want to know about. Because don't let a government take away your child's ability to a great education. And that means teachers, empowering the teacher to do and be the best. They're all running around here now talking about putting an AR in every school, in a locked cabinet and all of that. If you care so much about guns in school, care about your teachers. Okay?
Exactly.
Yes. Oh, let me tell you, we love our chats. We love the opportunity to share with you all. We feel the love in the room. We send it back to you.
And we love our teas. I've been drinking my tea.
Yes, me too.
Amazing tea.
We want you to all, you know, go out and share the love and see the beauty. See and be the beauty in the world. We can turn this negative switch off. Yes, President 45 opened up the gate and let it out. And now we're going to turn it back.
And parents.
Yes.
Teach your kids. Raise your kids to be good humans.
Yes.
Good citizens. As I always say, children are our future.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for joining us once again.
Yes, and if you liked our video, enjoyed it, hit that thumb icon. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. And if you have, thank you. We really appreciate the support.
We do.
And hit the bell notification so you'll be first to be notified.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are Silicon Valley girls that chat over tea. And remember to always keep smiling. Bye, everyone.